Good morning. It is shaping up to be a beautiful day here in Idaho, and we are getting ready to head on a hike. We haven't been on a hike yet since we've been here, so we are pretty excited. And the hike we are doing comes highly recommended from a local. And if there's one thing we've learned on our time on the road, it's listen to the locals, wherever you are. We are going to head up the road to go see some mountains and lakes, and the reason I'm most excited about it is because it is fall here, the leaves are changing, and from the All Trails review it sounds like it's going to be some beautiful scenery once we get up there. So we are going to pack up the Jeep, jump on the road. The road up there is quite bumpy from what I understand, so it'll be a little bit of an off-road adventure, but once we get there we'll share everything with you. Oh my goodness, we just arrived at the trailhead. The drive up was absolutely amazing. It was long and it was bumpy, I will say that, but it was so beautiful, so beautiful. Sierra's walking around. Nope, stay over here. Don't go wandering off into the woods. It's quite the hiking outfit you got there. And now that we're here at the trailhead, I am really looking forward to this. So far so good on this trail. It's so beautiful
to see the fall colors like peppered through the mountainside around a clear glacier lake.
Yeah,
it's just
pretty amazing. And this is our first fall in the West at all, because the last 2 years we've kind of made our way back east.
Throughout our travels, we've seen some incredibly beautiful places. We've gone to some super cool towns, met some wonderful people. This is definitely climbing on our list of favorites. And, you know, as we meet new families or we meet people or they come in, you know, we talk about our travels and stuff, we always get asked, like, what are your favorite places to travel? Yeah. What areas do you love? So we thought we would put that all together in our top 10 favorite places in 2 parts, because there's a lot to talk through on a lot of the places that we have been. So we're going to do 2 videos. This will be the first. This will be part 1 of 2. We're going to break down numbers 10 through 6. Yes.
Right? Yep. 10 through 6. And then in part 2, we'll go 5 all the way down to our favorite, which will be number 1, of course.
Now, again, these are only the places that we've personally been to. There's so much in this country to explore and see.
Oh yeah,
our bucket list is long.
We've largely missed the Midwest so far.
Number 10 comes in at New Orleans. We loved our time there. I know it's a city, it's a well-known city, but it was so different than any town or city that we've ever been to, and completely, in the most pleasant way, took us by surprise. Not intentionally, but we happened to plan our visit in January into February, which is almost Mardi Gras season. We got to go to 2 Mardi Gras parades, which were fantastic. Everyone was so nice, so into it, so, like, I guess, you know, pride for the history of Mardi Gras and their towns, and it was awesome to see. And then, you know, the cuisine is like no other. We were super inspired by the food there. We cooked pastelaya, which I didn't even know existed. We took Cade to a gator farm. All he wanted to do was see and hold gators, and he got to do that. And I learned way more about gators than I ever needed to know, which is why we will not be moving to Louisiana. We will just visit Louisiana. And then we stayed at the Sun Outdoors just outside of New Orleans, and that campground was so nice. Had a mini golf course, had 2 pools, swim up bar, lazy river. Of course, we were there in the off season, so we didn't get to enjoy all of that. But the one pool was heated, and we got to go a couple of days, and we just had a really great time there. So if you get a chance to go to New Orleans, go. It was really awesome. I hear Jazz Fest is really cool too, so maybe we'll make it back for that in a couple of years.
I'd like to take a quick break to thank Holiday Rambler for sponsoring this video. We bought our Holiday Rambler Vacationer almost 3 years ago, and we've been living in it ever since. It has been our home base for countless adventures and taken us to so many amazing places. Holiday Rambler believes that spirited travelers should never settle, which is why they engineer motorhomes that are built for adventure but offer you all the luxurious comforts of a home. And they're great for young and growing families with plenty of space and storage for the whole crew. We can honestly say that there's no place like home. So whether you're on the road, enjoying an RV resort, off the beaten path, or parked alongside a scenic view, in a Holiday Rambler, this is living. Thanks again to Holiday Rambler for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the adventure. Number 9 on our list of favorite places that we've been is the Albuquerque and Santa Fe, New Mexico area. We stayed there in the spring of 22, and it was right after we found out that Sierra was going to be joining us. So we had some really cool hikes there in the Sandia Mountains. It's a beautiful mountain range, and I know that when we thought of New Mexico, we didn't think of mountains, but there are definitely some beautiful mountain hikes. And that was actually where Cade found out that he was going to be a big brother. We went for a hike in the Sandia Mountains, and he found a letter left there for him by God and Jesus, telling him that he was going to have a little sister. So that was a super cool moment, and we did a video all about that too, so I'll link that right here. But we also did an amazing sunset photo shoot for our baby announcement there in those same mountains, so it was really beautiful. But also the towns of Santa Fe and Albuquerque are super cool little towns. There's lots of great restaurants there. There's a good music scene there. We went to Santa Fe and found some of the really cool old churches there. And in one of them is the Impossible Staircase, which was on Unsolved Mysteries. It was a beautiful staircase. But there's lots of cool old churches there with some beautiful architecture. And we went to a super cool little restaurant. Christy was craving some Mexican food, so we went to this really cool little restaurant. They had live music, and the guy who was playing the piano invited Cade up to help him play music for his set. So that was a really cool experience too. We want to go to the Albuquerque Balloon Festival. We were actually planning on it, but it's a tough ticket to get, so we weren't able to get it. Plus, we were going to be back in Maryland to have Sierra anyway, so that one remains on our bucket list. Next time we go back there, we also want to head up the road to the town of Taos, which we also hear is pretty amazing. So that's number 9. On to number 8. Number 8 on the list.
Lake Erie. It was like one of our very first stops when we first started traveling full time.
Yeah, I think it was our 3rd stop on the...
It was the place that we stayed the longest. I think we were there for like 9 or 10 days.
Yep.
And it was beautiful. I think one of the days it was like it felt like Caribbean.
Yeah, the water was like this teal blue.
Yeah, and we were like, if we didn't know, we felt like we would be on an island somewhere. The water was just so neat. And Lake Erie is the only lake, right, that we've been to out of the Great Lakes?
Yeah.
Some days it would be so still. It looked like a lake, and other days, like the waves crashing.
Super high surf, yeah.
Was like an ocean.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 foot breakers. You could actually probably surf on it.
Cade and I made a cool fort one day. It was just neat looking at all the different colors.
Awesome. The sunsets there were also amazing.
Yes, I think that sunset is maybe one of our best out of all the sunsets that we've had.
We've had some good ones.
I don't know. That one I just remember was pretty amazing.
Maybe I'll have to do a sunset video. Comment below if you want to see that, because we have a lot of good sunsets.
Yeah. So we did make like a quick quick jaunt up to Niagara Falls while we were there, and that was cool. So neat. Yeah. And we could go right underneath of it. Like
Cave of the Winds.
It was like dumping on us. Literally. It was
you stand in the waterfall. It was awesome.
And then, as if that wasn't cool enough, we like just ran to the other side of town and got on this jet boat ride, and it was like in
Class 3 rapids, class 4 rapids.
I thought it was even 5 or 6. Because
it's capable of going in 5 or 6, but they are not authorized to take people into 5 or 6.
Well, they were wicked wild and gnarly. They were coming over the jet boat. We were all jamming to like rock and roll music.
Oh, yeah. It was such a fun
Cade
ride.
was like loving life. It was.
Cade got to drive the boat for a minute.
But we just had a blast. That was so much fun.
And then the place we stayed at a place called Sarah's Campground, which was really nice.
It was across from the lake.
Right, yeah, it was right across from the lake, but it was right at the entrance to Presque Isle State Park. Yep. And the one day we rented a bike with the trailer, so Kate could ride, and we took a big ride around the state park. I think it was like 13 miles or something. So that was a really cool one, and I do hope Michigan's definitely on our bucket list. I would love to go see more of the Great Lakes and explore that area. But number 8, a solid Lake Erie. Yes,
would very much love to go back there too.
We highly recommend it.
Number 7 is Park City. We absolutely love Utah. We love the mountains, we love the fresh air, we love our friends there. It is just a beautiful state. I think Park City might be one of the places we've spent the longest time. We've stayed there a total of 5 months throughout our 3 years of traveling, and the adventures are endless. We've done numerous hikes to waterfalls. Pretty sure it's been 4 falls in total. One was Donut Falls. We hiked that in the snow, and we actually didn't make it to the falls area, but the hike was beautiful. We did Provo Falls, and my parents happened to be visiting us. We also did Stewart Falls when they were in town, and then this past time we did Lower Mount Timpanogos, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful hike. If you're familiar with Park City, you know it is a very popular destination for winter months for skiing and snowboarding, and we have done snow tubing there.
The town of Midway we fell in love with. In the winter, they build these ice castles, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a castle made out of ice, and you get to explore it, and they have slides built into it for the kids and the adults to go down. They have LED lights inlaid in the ice so they can do light displays and stuff like that inside the ice. There was a fountain there. Like, it was just a really cool thing to see, and I think there's only like 5 or 6 places in the country that they do that. We got to swim in a crater, in a thermal crater. The water in there is like a constant 90 degrees year round. It's like 60 or 70 feet deep or something like that. It is a cool little piece of the world.
We've gotten our paddle boards out on numerous different bodies of water there. Our friends, like I said, are there. We've gone boating with them. You can basically live anywhere around Salt Lake, and you can easily be on the water, near the water, in the mountains, and there's just so much beauty and adventure to have in that area. So we very, very much love Park City. I'm sure we will continue to go back there for years to come.
Getting late in the afternoon, and we are headed back to the car now, which brings me to number 6 on our list, and the last one for today's video. Number 6 is just outside of Dillon, Montana. It is a dry campground, a boondocking spot. I think it's called Canyon Creek Reservoir, but I'll put it down here at the bottom if I'm wrong. And it's right off of I-15 going north along the Idaho-Montana border. And it is just a beautiful, awesome little campground. Like I said, it's a dry campground, so there's no hookups. I say campground, it's a reservoir, and there's probably 6 or 7 campgrounds around the reservoir, and we've been back twice, and we've stayed at 2 different ones. The first one was Beaverhead, and the second one that we just stayed at about a month ago was Horse something. I don't know, I'll put that here at the bottom as well. There's mountain views all around. It's quiet, it's peaceful. We spent, I think, 9 days there last summer. We had a great spot right on the water. They have pavilions and picnic tables at each campsite, and it's kind of the best of both worlds. Get to be out a little further from civilization, enjoying nature, but you still have some of the creature comforts like a pavilion and a picnic table to enjoy while you're there. Oh, and they also had fire rings too. So it's a pretty cool spot. We spent 9 days there the first time. We spent, I think, 4 or 5 days there the second time. The reason why this spot is so special to us is because it's a place that we just feel relaxed. It's a place that we can like take time and just really enjoy the beauty of the lake, the beauty of the mountains around us. We can sit with a fire and hang out. It's extremely beautiful, and all we have to do is just be there and be in the moment. I remember last year, Cade was getting ready for soccer camp, so we got him his first pair of soccer cleats, and we had plenty of space to like get out and kick the soccer ball around and let him practice and get used to wearing cleats. And I took the paddle board out and paddled to an island across the reservoir and climbed to the top of the peak there, which was amazing. I think it's just one of those places that sticks out in our mind as a place that we were able to just be, and really kind of fully encapsulates the reason that we decided to do this in the first place. It's a place where you just spend time as a family, and there's not a whole lot going on except for connecting with the people you love the most. And that's why it's so special for us, and that's why it's number 6 on this list. All right, so we're done with our hike, and that is going to wrap up this video of 10 through 6 on our top 10 places that we've been since we have been traveling on the road.
We cannot wait to share our top 5 with you. Some of these places are so incredible and like once in a lifetime. Can't believe we actually got to experience places. So stay tuned, it's gonna be in the next video.
And comment below, let us know if you've been to any of those places and if there's anything that we missed or anything else that you would recommend to anybody else watching this video. Leave it in the comments below so we can kind of share that with everybody who sees it. And until next time, guys, seek adventure and embrace opportunity. We will see you in the next video.